Welcome to the video, guys. I'm going to show you how to set up model context protocols for the Claude AI desktop app. So you'll be able to automate your entire GitHub workflow from the Claude chatbot. So you'll just be able to type in, "Hey Claude, create a new repo in my GitHub account, add some code to it, check out a new branch, add some more code, open a pull request, and it'll just do all of it for you." It's pretty amazing and it's really easy to set up. There's a couple other videos out there about this, but the way I like to do it is just slightly different, so I thought I would just record my own take on this for you guys. Obviously, the first thing that you're going to need to do is download and install the Claude Desktop app. Once you've done that, you'll want to sign up for a pro account if you don't already have one. I won't walk you through how to do that. It's really easy. You guys know how to sign up for accounts. Now, as you can see, when I'm logged in, I already have a professional plan. If you don't, it'll prompt you to be able to upgrade your account, so you'll want to make sure that you're on the pro plan. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is set up the model context protocol for Claude. So I'm just going to bring up a terminal, and right here in the root, I'm just going to paste in a couple of commands, and these will be in the description, so you guys can paste these in as well. This is going to create a new Claude Desktop config.json file. I'm going to go ahead and open this with my IDE. I'm using Cursor. So if I open this up, now I have a blank Claude Desktop JSON config file created in my application support Claude folder. Now what we're going to need to do here is provide Claude with some JSON configuration that's going to allow it to be able to access the internet. So if you click the link in the description to the Brave Search MCP server, you can see in this repo there's a variety of different MCPs, so you can provide different context capabilities to your Claude desktop app. Brave Search is going to give it the ability to use the Brave browser to browse the web. Now here's where my recommendation is slightly different than some others. You might see some people suggest that you use the NPX configuration, especially if you're a Node developer, and that can work fine. I personally find it a little bit annoying to work with the Node version, especially if you don't use NVM, which I don't. I actually use N, by the way, fun side note. If you're a Node developer, I think N is a fantastic Node version manager that is so much easier to use. But given that, I actually recommend, if you're a developer, to go ahead and use the Docker configuration. It just prevents any other configuration on your desktop from interfering with this working. So if you don't have Docker, see this little whale up here in the corner, my Docker desktop is starting up. I would definitely recommend just going and installing Docker Desktop on your Mac, but ultimately any way you want to do this is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Docker configuration and copy that, and I'm going to paste it right into my JSON file. Now you'll notice that I'm going to need a Brave API key in order to give Claude access to browse the web with Brave. If you don't yet have a Brave Search API key, you're just going to want to come right here and go ahead and sign up and create a new key. So you'll sign up or log in and then just come right here to API keys, and you can go ahead and click Add API key, create a new key, copy it, and then you're just going to paste that key right here where it says Brave API key, and then save your file. Now, in order to see this take effect, we're going to have to restart Claude. So completely quit your application and freshly reopen it. And now when we reopen Claude, you'll notice something is slightly different. After a moment, you'll see this little hammer appear right here, and you can see we have two MCP tools available. Brave Local Search and Brave Web Search are now available for us to use. So we can interact with Claude, and it actually has access to get information from the internet. So now we're actually already almost done. We're just going to need to repeat these steps one more time to now do the same thing to give Claude access to our GitHub account. So if we come back over to the MCP servers and go into the GitHub section, we can see there's all these different capabilities that we can allow Claude to have: creating a repository, creating file contents, opening issues, all kinds of different stuff. And down below, we once again have our options for these MCP configurations. So I'm going to again copy the one for Docker. You can choose whichever one you prefer to use and paste that into your same JSON file. Now actually, because we already have this MCP server section, we only need to add the GitHub section of the JSON. So we'll just copy that and paste that right in here, add a comma so it's valid JSON. And there we go. Now this time, instead of an API key, we're going to need to provide our GitHub personal access token. So to get to our personal access token, if you just look back in the README of the GitHub MCP, you can actually scroll up and see that there's a link to where you can find your personal access token. So as long as you're signed into GitHub, you can go ahead and follow that link. And here you'll be able to either use a token that you have or generate. Choosing classic is just fine. And then you can go ahead and name it Claude token or whatever is a clear name to you. I already have one, so I'm not creating another, but you get the idea. Then go ahead and select whatever permissions you want to allow it to have. For the purposes of being able to push and create new branches in your repository, you'll want to make sure that you give it full control of your repos, and read write. I just gave mine a bunch of permissions so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But of course, you do want to be careful if you're giving it, admin privileges or anything like that. And, maybe you don't want to give it the ability to delete repositories just so that you don't actually accidentally delete something from your Claude desktop flow. Or maybe you do. It's totally up to you. So pick what permissions make sense for you. Then you're going to copy and paste that token that it gives you, again, right here into your personal access token section of the JSON config. Remember, do not share your API keys or especially your personal access tokens with anyone ever. Don't forget to save the file, and then once again, we're going to have to completely close out of and quit the Claude desktop app and restart it. Now, one thing you'll notice, guys, because I'm using Docker for this, if I come back over here into my Docker desktop dashboard, I can see now that I have Docker images for the Brave Search MCP and the GitHub MCP now downloaded and running on my machine. If we come back over to our freshly reopened Claude desktop, we can see now there's 19 MCP tools available. And if we click on that, in addition to the Brave Search MCPs, we also have all of these new GitHub related actions that we can take that are available inside of Claude desktop. Now it's time to test this all out. We're going to give Claude one single big command to run and tell it to do a bunch of things on GitHub and write some code for us and see if it can handle it. So I've just pasted in a full prompt here. This is just one big single prompt, okay? Please do the following. Make a simple HTML page, create a repository called YouTube tutorial, push the HTML page to the YouTube tutorial repo, add a little CSS to the HTML page and push it up, make an issue suggesting we add more context to the page, now make a branch called feature and make that fix and push the change, make a pull request against main with these changes. So this is a pretty common GitHub workflow, right, that you follow when you're a developer. We've just pasted this all in one prompt and we're going to go ahead and run it all at once and see what happens. So it's thinking a little bit. Okay, I'll help you create and manage this. So what we're going to need to do is going to ask permissions as each of these new MCP commands come up, and we're just going to click allow for this chat whenever we need to. New tool, allow for this chat. Okay, it made an error and then it actually corrected its own error. I apologize for the error. Let me correct again with my own with the correct format. We'll just keep clicking allow. It's creating a new branch. Update the content from the feature branch. So if we go over to GitHub now, and this is my GitHub profile, we check out the repositories, we can see it has created a YouTube tutorial repository right here with HTML and styles in it, and now it's just pushed to a brand new feature branch that it just created, so it's pushing to that. Let's open it back up. We gotta click allow so it can open up the pull request. Okay, I've completed all the requested tasks. Created a new repository, added the HTML and styling, open an issue, a new feature branch, and created a pull request. And all we did was type in one single command. So if we look over here in GitHub, let's refresh. Okay, sure enough, we've got a pull request open from a feature branch. It's got a description and everything. This PR addresses issue number 1. So it opened the issue, the GitHub issue, just like we told it to. We should add more context to the tutorial page specifically, and it added some stuff we should do. And then it opened up a new branch and made a pull request against main with those changes in the branch. So if we look actually at the file, we can see it did make changes to the HTML, just like we told it to. So that's it, guys. You're all done. That's how easy it is to set up Claude with model context protocols to automate your entire GitHub workflow for you. When I learned about this, I thought this was pretty fun, so I just wanted to share it with you all. I'd love to hear in the comments what you would create with this, what kinds of projects you think would be useful or interesting to build with this. I would love to hear. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.